Hey YouTube, Pedro the Broke Prepper here with another video. Today's video I'm going to teach you guys how to make a pen rod or a pen fishing kit. What I like about this is that yeah, you have your kit, your fishing rod, but you can also put like things inside here like matches or like a little spool of aluminum foil, things of that nature, you know, so whatever fits in here, you know, it shouldn't be dead space. But I really like this because I prefer it over those cards that people use with the fishing line wrapped up on it. So, but before I get into the build, I messed up in this video and I forgot to tell you guys and I forgot to say, before you attach your hook to your line, make your lure, okay? Put your lure on your hook. This is just a little piece of paracord that I cinched the tip onto the hook and frayed this side to kind of like emulate a larva or like a mosquito or something flashy. And you do want to use like a very vibrant color for this, like an orange or a neon yellow, something like that. You don't want to use like camo because then the fish won't see it. So you do want to do this before you tie it onto the line, because if not, then you're just gonna burn off your line when you try to cinch this on. So let's get started on that build. Okay guys, so you're gonna want to begin with all your materials first. So before we start, of course you need your pen, because it wouldn't be a pen fishing kit if you didn't have a pen. You're gonna need line, hooks, you know, something to mark your pen with, a knife to cut your line, lighter to heat up your nail, and you're gonna want a pair of pliers or vice grips to hold your nail while it's being heated, because I don't think you want to touch that with your hand, and a saw to cut your pen. And don't forget your hot glue gun and safety, boys and girls. So first off, and you're gonna want some paracord. So first off, I want this to fit in an Altoids tin, so I'm actually gonna mark this off where I want to cut it. So that would be like right there. That's one cut. Then you're gonna gut your pen. If you have to put it in your mouth, then so be it. Turn it over. Whoop. And pop out. Oh, no. What about your other side? Oh, shit. You could just take that out with your teeth too. So let's begin by cutting this right there. Doesn't really have to be clean there, you know, it fits, even though we're probably gonna have to cut more because this is gonna go in there. So yep, remember kids, measure once, measure twice, cut once. So you might want to just skip ahead, like stop recording. Okay guys, so now you're gonna want to kind of clean up your edges. So that's simple. You just take a lighter and you kind of just run those burrs up against the light and they will slowly start to disappear. Then you just run it along like that. Obviously on a clean surface. Let it go down. And now you're gonna want to take this part, the cap, and you're just gonna wanna, well, on the side that you didn't cut, you're gonna wanna measure it out. So hold it up against the light if it's a see-through one. If not, then you're gonna have to put it alongside here. I suggest doing this with the see-through one. It's a lot easier. You pop it in, hold it up against the light, and you mark it. And this is gonna be what holds your hook in place. So now you have a line, and you're gonna wanna start here. Try to get it as best as you can in the middle, and go straight in. I know this is hard. Oh, I erased my line. Give me 1 second. There it is. We're probably gonna time lapse this, so. Okay, so you are gonna want to cut just a little bit below your line so you have room for your hook, because that's what's gonna hold it in place. So now what you want to do is make your holes to tie your line into. So what I do is I simply take this little copper nail, put it in some vice grips, and heat it up with the lighter. You don't want to do that for a little while. You want to make sure it's nice and hot so that you don't have any resistance. And just gonna go straight through. See, that wasn't hot enough. So just do it again. Yep, should be good now. Turn it on, and there. You could probably cut that off with your knife. Just a little overhead. Just that little bit of excess. Okay. Kind of clean up that nail because it gets plastic on it, and the next time you heat it up, it doesn't really heat up as well, or do like that resistance that you get when you're going through that plastic. That's because of, I get that because I've done this before. So the body of your, I guess you would say, pole is pretty much done. All we have to do now is prep the head. So you're gonna want to pretty much poke a hole the same way, light this up. On these pens that I have, this tends to be a little bit of a harder and more durable plastic, so it takes me a little bit longer to do it. I have to like heat it up, punch a hole, heat it up, punch more of the hole, heat it up, go through the other side. So I'm actually gonna skip through that just for the sake of time, and I'll get back to you as soon as that's done. Okay guys, so I poked a hole in it, and I'm sure you noticed that I went and grabbed this guy because this bad boy started getting real hot on me, and I was afraid it was gonna blow up in my hand. So you're gonna want to do the hole right about there, and you're just about ready for the line. So camerawoman's telling me she didn't see it right there. Just gonna want to poke it straight through. Now this is gonna be what holds your hook in place when you put it in here, like that, and what is gonna be your floater. This is gonna be your bobber. So yeah, so let's get with our line. I don't know, I personally think that 30 feet is perfect. So it's fine, you know. I'm 6 foot, so this is what you're going to want to do to get 30 feet. You're gonna take your own length and you're going to divide 30 by that. I'm 6 foot on the dot, so 30 divided by 6 is 5. So I need to count 5 whole body length. 4 and 5. Take your knife and you cut right along that. So now you're gonna find your end, which I have lost. Okay. You're just gonna feed it through the body of your rod. Take out a good little amount. Oh, and you might want to do a little extra than 30, like maybe not an arm length, but your forearm length, just so that you have to work, so you have extra material to work with knots and stuff. And I'm just gonna do a normal fisherman's noose. Get a little bit extra. Now I like this knot just cause it was the first knot I was ever taught. So you go back around and you kind of go in and around a couple times, and you find that last piece and you yank on it. I'm just gonna tighten it up. And this part, again, I'm gonna time lapse this because this is gonna be a pain in the butt. You could do it nice. I like to do it nice. You could do it sloppy. It doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna time lapse it because I like to make it nice. I like to go up and down and up and down. So we're gonna time lapse this next part again. Okay guys, so I started off doing it nice and neat, but for the sake of time I kinda and space, because it's a lot harder when you do it this small. I kinda just said screw it and I started just doing it. So you do want to watch out for knots if you're wrapping the string around the rod. I prefer to kind of rotate the rod so that the string stays straight, because if not it kind of tends to tangle, and you do need to keep an eye out for those. So let's just get this a little bit more. And when you do it like this, you kind of have to hold the string until everything is said and done. because it will come undone and tangle up on your rod. So feed it through here. Give that enough space for your hook. You're gonna take a hook. And again, I just do that fisherman's noose. And toddler prepper woke up, so we have people in the audience now. Put this there. Rotate this a little bit more. You put your hook in these ridges that we did earlier. You come back around it with the top, and that's your fisherman's that's your little pocket fishing kit that fits perfectly in an Altoid survival tin. So now you're pretty much not done. This will float somewhat, but I'm not really happy with that. What I like to do is I like to take the glue gun and kind of seal off these edges and the tips to kind of catch that air in here, and that becomes the bobber. So forgot to plug this bad boy in, so I'm gonna do that and we'll be right back when it's ready to go. Okay guys, so before I show you how I make the bobber, my wife is urging me to show you this one because she says it looks a lot nicer or a lot neater than the one we just made. Toddler prepper, no fire. So yeah, if you take your time, it'll come out looking like this, but at the same time, this had a lot more space to work with. Like I made this one just to kind of as a prototype of this, because I want this for the Altoids tin, because I do believe in Altoid survival tins inside my bug out bag. I do not believe in them as an end all be all. So yeah, I'm probably gonna make a little video on my thoughts on this, just like I did with the Sigma. So now back on point to the bobber. You're gonna want to take this side. You're just simply gonna want to load it up inside. Push that through. Put some on your line so it kind of stays in place. You're gonna want to go to the other side and just plug up that hole. And you're done. Now you have a fishing kit complete with bobber. Ta-da! Now you just need a lure, and you can actually fashion some out of some paracord. So let me unplug this guy, and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so the lure, you take your paracord. You're not gonna singe any of the sides. You want both sides to be kind of that fray. You're just gonna kind of hook through it like any normal lure. And now you're gonna fray it on the hook, this one side. It's kind of hard because it's a small hook and I don't want to burn myself. You're gonna kind of attach it to your hook. So give me 1 second. Let's do this the smart way. Jot, this stuff does get hot. Okay, now you have your one side kind of filled on here. It's not really sticking for me, but that doesn't matter. You're gonna want to kind of undo these sides. It's a lot easier said than done because I accidentally burned it. But yeah, more or less it's going to look like this. See? Nice fluffy little lure. Sorry I couldn't show you that, but time, guys. So yeah, I like these fishing kits because everybody has those little plastic and cardboard pieces of paper with line wrapped around it, and I don't feel like that's as secure as a mini fishing rod complete with bobber. And it's virtually, you know, you can still fit a whole tin in there, like a whole survival kit. So I do consider this an essential. And you know, if you mess up like I did on the first one where this didn't want to stay, you can actually just go back with this and put it on over it, and it'll help it keep it taut. You know, yeah, it might not fit in there anymore for those of you who don't like your Altoid survival tins, but there you go. Fishing kit. Have a good one, YouTube. Be safe, have fun prepping, and don't forget, don't ever not be prepared.